It was the 1990s, a big show in a small town off I-75 in Georgia. They were called the biggest cocks in the henhouse. But things have changed since then. It's been 30 years, and they finally found a home here, like everyone else, doing a podcast. It's Erica and Mark, the phone call podcast thing.
Hello.
Hey, is this Mark, please? Mark, are you there?
Yes.
Are you happy with your long distance service? I'd like to talk to you about T-Mobile. This segment brought to you by T-Mobile. Our coverage is worse and you'll pay less for it.
Oh, I've had that one. I've had the one that uses the hairy little ball, and it's on wrestling commercials.
What? What the hell is that?
I don't know who that is. It's one of those those small little gimmicky places that have a cell service.
Okay, like Boost Mobile.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So yeah. Oh God, don't even get me started on that. You made me laugh because, honest to goodness, last night I got a call from my sister, and she never calls me unless she needs to borrow money or something like that. That's okay.
So she's trying to scam you. Huh?
So she texts me, when you get a chance, give me a call. So I had my phone on a charger in the bedroom, so I didn't see it for about an hour. I said, let me go find out what's going on. And we start small talking. She's talking about this and that. And all of a sudden, she goes into this pitch. Sales pitch. She works for a cable company, large cable conglomerate in Orlando. Okay. And apparently they have, like everybody else, they have a phone service. Mm-hmm. And she is telling you guys should switch. And it's like,
that's probably Spectrum. Yeah, I get those calls too. You just have to bring your own phone, and it'll only cost you $29.95 a month.
Yeah, exactly. She was giving me the whole pitch, and I'm going.
Yeah, I think she called me.
And I was laughing because it's like she was telling me that I'm still trying to learn this job, and I'm not quite keeping up with the youngsters in there. They call her Mama Bear there because she's she's only 5 years younger than I am.
So she's practicing on
you?
No.
She was really trying to sell me. But I just said, listen, you tell your boss that I said.
Get off my lawn.
You did a great pitch, but I'm one of those old people and he should know what kind these are. These are the old people that just refuse to change, even if it costs more.
I'm not giving up my rotary phone, goddammit. You'll never pry it out of my cold, dead hands.
I'm trying to minimize things. So, I mean, if you were to call me right now, say, I got this cranked phone.
Yeah.
That, would you?
I pick up the phone and I ask for Sarah. Sarah, can you connect me to my sister in Orlando?
Yes, and Sarah will make the call for you. I'm all in on that, but I don't want any more password changes or anything because I'm having enough trouble as it is.
Oh, my God. I'm worried about you. Is it time for the home yet?
But I'm. Do you ever watch the movie or the TV show on NBC, This Is Us?
No, I haven't watched the series since Seinfeld.
Okay, well, This Is Us was an old show. It's already past its prime. So it's on Netflix now. Yeah. And I'm relating to almost every character there because they have every character flaw that I have, and the kids, and then the moms get Alzheimer's, and she's forgetting where she put things. And I literally
think I need to watch this.
I can walk out of my room and whatever I was thinking about, the subject changes. As it's almost like I got to stay in that room to finish a thought.
Maybe you should do phone sales to get people to watch This Is Us on Netflix. Call your sister and try out your pitch on her and see what she does.
But it's kind of scary when you think about that because you watch people going through this and the characters are very believable. And it's like I see things, I'm going, and then I start questioning myself. Well, let me see. Now, do I really forget things that easily? Because they're showing her now that on this portion of the show. I think I'm in season 4 or 5 of the 6, and she's just now starting to like little things. But the other day, she had a big thing where she went to go get some groceries, and then she ended up in a police car coming home.
I don't know how to tell you this, Mark, but I watch television to escape the hell that is my reality. I don't know if I need to see a show that's got
that reminds you of the hell.
Just regular shit. Yeah,
I know. It's like whatever I want. I like simple shows. I was doing great with the Ozzie and Harriet. I was doing great. It's simple.
Yeah.
It's got little, very small, complex issues that are giggled away. And
So is this or us? Is this show you watch? Is it in black and white? Is that why?
no, it's not. It's in color.
Oh, it's in color.
Yes,
Oh.
it was. I think it was like during, like maybe 2000. There's a lot of what they would call woke issues inside this thing, so it has to be. I don't know how long that's been going on, but it's been a while, right? 216, 215.
I don't. John 3:16. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know.
But I
It's
did
going on a
notice
while.
the last couple of episodes they're in the middle of the pandemic. And it was actually, that was making me laugh. And I know this is sad. It's going to,
Oh, the pandemic was.
this is going to be
hilarious.
alarming,
Good times.
and this is going to be a trigger warning. The trigger warning for you guys that are still wearing the mask in the car by yourself. But it was so weird. They're doing air hugs and all this stuff, and I'm going, oh gosh,
God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
man, oh man. And I remember, like, when it first happened, I was like, okay, I remember, like, okay, this is not cool. I've always seen these things before, but it never pertained to me. It had to do with a sales convention somewhere in Atlantic City or something, or Chicago. It was never, in one hotel. It was never like spread
Yeah, yeah.
around. But it's like, man, but yeah, I gotta, I'm beginning to think I need to stop watching this show. Never mind. Don't watch
I
this
think
show.
that you should probably not watch that show, and I'm going to have to revoke your internet privileges for at least a month because you need to just come down a little bit.
well, we have an email for the show, right? You know that.
I do.
It's Erica and
Yes.
Mark. I think it says Erica and Mark podcast at gmail.com.
Right, and then we have the Facebook page where you spend $35 on ads that you didn't.
Well,
use.
now I get an email from on the Gmail account, and it says that it's like the Facebook police, and they're going to flag our account's been flagged for spreading false information. And that they're going to shut our account down if we don't click on this link. Or no, it says if you
we
don't agree,
actually did
click on
that.
this link.
We actually did that.
What's that? We did something wrong?
Yeah, we got flagged on Facebook for spreading false information.
Oh yeah,
remember?
because we shared somebody else's thing about the cell phone that was supposedly found in the 80s, and we always do that because
That's
what
the
we do
one.
is we debunk them for them. We should be fact checkers because.
You can't. Oh no, you can't put that on Facebook. So now you're in trouble. You got to strike against us
Well,
already.
no.
on Facebook.
When I go on the Facebook page and you look to see if there's any violations, it says 0 violations. Good work. Keep up the good work.
I don't believe that. I just think they haven't caught up with you.
So the email came, and I, how they showed me one time on somewhere where if you click on not the email link, but the actual email, you can see if it doesn't have, if it's got all these little extra letters and numbers in there, that it's fake.
Yeah.
It's going
Yeah,
from
yeah.
place to place, and this one had the same thing. So after you should be proud of me because after I researched it, I said, nope, we're not in trouble, and then I just put
You had to.
him
You had to research that.
or
though.
her in junk mail, so we don't get it anymore. But I would like to see like a real email come in, unless no one just. Do people watch podcasts and really care, or well, they don't watch ones, but listen to podcasts and not care?
I watch Rogan every now and then, and I used to watch Adam Carolla, and I forget why I stopped.
But you never participate with if they said there was an email, you don't email.
No,
right?
I don't even think I've ever called a radio station to win anything. No.
Me neither. I did call a radio station when I was a kid because I was talking to the girl. It was on Sundays at night to try to get her to play these rock songs that I had the albums of that never played on the radio.
Sinner.
But it was on She. There was a girl on She at night on Sundays. I don't remember what. Might have been Randy Rhoads. You know that? That was a girl,
Oh, yeah.
right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Not the Randy Rhoads
yeah.
from Ozzy, but
No, different one. Yeah, Randy Rhoads did work at She in Miami back in the 80s.
okay, yeah. I remember she had a raspy voice, and she was cool.
Yes.
She was pretty cool, but I never talked to a radio station before, or even when I watch podcasts or listen to podcasts, I never ever reach out to them and say anything. So maybe the email is just a stupid thing. I thought we were onto something there with the email with the podcast.
So are we getting scammed in the email now too? And it's not just
Yeah,
on
it's on
Facebook,
it's on
everywhere?
the email too now.
So you're getting scammed.
So
How much did it cost you? More or less? Than
no,
$35?
all I did was research it, and I never clicked on anything. I learned that a while back. I learned that because Apple can only save you from yourself so much, and then they just say, you know what, you deserve this.
I have some friends that got one of those scam texts, and it said, "Your Wells Fargo account has a problem. Click here to resolve." And you click there, and it comes up with a fake Wells Fargo, and they put in their information, and next thing they knew, they lost $15,000.
Yeah, it looks real though, doesn't it? With the logos and
It sure
everything, they do
does.
a great job.
Yeah,
You know, you would think it would say like Walls Fargo or Wells Foregone or something. You know, and, no, these are really good fakes, man. They're really good. I don't know why the criminals that do this stuff don't just spend more time on, I don't know, doing something that would make progress.
Well, maybe you should go to Nigeria and walk around and see why. Because it's easy money.
I know, but what do they do with the money? Do they help other Nigerians?
I assume they are funding terrorism with all that money.
Wow.
So yeah,
That could be, wow, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. And you don't get that back, right? Because you're stupid, right?
that is correct. Yes.
I didn't know if they give you the money back or not. Does the FDIC doesn't?
And you know what? No, unless you used your Amex, you're not getting the money back. That's the only reason I have an Amex is because if I ever, on the off chance I ever get scammed, all I have to do is just call Amex and say, "Hey, I think I got scammed." Oh, we'll remove that charge for you immediately. Sorry about that. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, Amex is the best. I don't use my Visa or my MasterCard. I use my Amex for I pay my bills with my Amex.
Amex doesn't like me anymore because when I hit that hole back in 2010 or 12, whatever that was, where they had the real estate bubble crashed and I lost my house and everything. They had a zero balance, but I had to mention them because they were part of my credit report. I had to mention them in my bankruptcy, and then they got mad at me. It's like, you got zero balance. You got your money.
That was freaking 10 years ago, 12
that's
years
true.
ago. That should all be gone by now.
Well, I'm in all Apple.
All
I'm
right.
Apple.
I have one of those. I only use it to buy iTunes songs. That's about it.
Did you get the hard card yet from there?
Yeah. I've already lost one.
Isn't
of
it
those, the titanium?
Isn't it cool?
card.
Oh, it's so cool.
You like the titanium?
Yeah,
huh?
it's got that little weight to it. It doesn't feel like you're.
Back in the old days, what would you have done with that titanium card? Would you have sharpened it maybe a little bit and used it for cutting?
I don't think you need to sharpen that. That's just perfect.
Yeah. So it's a nice, I know, right? That's why that's why it's also like matte white because you can't tell that there's any
There's
residue
no residue
on there.
left, so you would never know.
Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. And it makes such a great little noise, like ding, 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 ding. It's not like a plastic credit card. Titanium is nice. It's very high quality.
And those of you that are friends of Bill W., don't get all excited that, oh, look, he's sharing war stories and having fun with it. I'm just poking fun of how stupid I was back then.
Yeah.
That's all.
That's just me. And actually, I'm the one who said it, not
Yeah.
you. You're just laughing.
And you laugh at me because you never had it. You were not an addictive person, so therefore you didn't have to worry about the crap I did.
I'm convinced that I could try crack and say, "Well, that is pretty good," and never do it again.
You know, this was back in the '90s, and we were back on the radio. I might call.
We're gonna have the crack challenge. Let's get a couple of cops in here and have a crack challenge and see if Erica can stay clean for a week after her first hit of crack.
A rehab would sponsor the show. It would be great.
I mean, honestly, the ratings would be through the roof if we did that.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
This break also brought to you by crack cocaine. Crack cocaine, don't do it. It's never a good idea. Just say no.
Say no.
Yeah, how did that work out in the 80s for Nancy Reagan when she came up with that? Just say no.
I don't know, but it was a good
It worked
try,
out about
sport.
as well as remember the PMRC, the Parents Music Resource Center. They were the ones that put all the warning labels on anything that had a bad word on an album.
Right.
And I don't think that they understood that all that did was put those album sales through the roof. You get that PMRC sticker.
As a matter of fact, you wanted
there
to
were
have a
people that
label.
put swear words in their songs just so they could get that label to sell more records.
Two things with music that when we were, you remember the band Extreme?
Couldn't stand them.
And their first album they put out was what? Pornograffiti.
Yeah.
That's the name of the song.
Yeah.
I mean, name of the album.
Yes.
Pornograffiti.
Porno.
Okay. So we're playing More Than Words on the pop station, obviously, right? Ballad. Every rock band, hair band
Pretty
had
song.
to have a ballad if they wanted to be on the radio. And then they had the second came out was Wholehearted. So we're playing the song, and then the record company gives us the What would have been back
Cocaine?
then?
Oh,
Cassettes,
would have
maybe?
been.
Could
it
have
was
been
probably.
CDs?
It was.
Oh yeah. Well, that was
It was-
that was for the program director, but
It was
jocks.
probably a cassette. Yeah.
cassette back then, right? Late 80s, early 90s. And you don't know how many parents lost their mind when they put that in the car with the kids, and all of a sudden the first song comes on, and I don't know what it's called.
Did it say a bad
but it
word?
they were heavy, and heavy metal.
Hey, no, first of all, Extreme is not heavy metal. They are a hard.
Well, no, but
they're a hair
heavy
band.
compared. Yeah,
Yes.
very hard hair band. But but it was like nothing compared to those two ballads.
the two ballads you could play on the easy listening old people station.
Oh,
Then
yeah.
they come out with this sound that sounds like a Poison song.
And then the next time I was not that long ago. Remember when Drew was doing mornings at
Vaguely.
B
Vaguely.
103? Okay, and I was if you remember, that was the time. One of the times I got fired from.
I
from
know. I
Beasley's.
can't keep track of how many times they fired you.
Yeah, I can't even. I'm even making up numbers now because I can't quite remember. It's somewhere between 4 and 8.
Wow.
But I was helping him produce his show because they moved him from nights, and then when I got quote air quotes laid off end air quotes, I was on a non-compete. And I still had my card to get in the building, so I would go in the morning and help him
B103
produce
is in the same building
show.
as 96K Rock.
Yeah. So we're giving this thing away, and there was a what's the name of that guy now? Okay,
Call him. Okay,
Enrique.
sure.
Oh, Enrique. Okay, and Julio Iglesias was a sex symbol for middle-aged
Okay.
women back then. Okay, that was the dad, and then Enrique,
He was the
cute
son.
kid. He was the son, and he was a pop star. I think he still is. He married that
What,
Kornikova
these
girl.
guys worked at your radio station? Where are you going with this?
And no, anyway, so he puts out an album, and there was a song called "I Just Want to Love You Tonight"
Okay.
that we were playing. Okay, and it was prevalent throughout the whole song. I'm at the club, but you're the only one I want. I want to love you tonight, and all this, and I'm going
Real basic pop song
like
stuff,
this, right?
Yes.
Yes. So we're giving out the albums or the
Mm-hmm.
CDs at this time. Giving out the CDs. Every one of those CDs
Why?
came back. Because the song is not called
What's
I
it
Want to
called?
Love You Tonight. I Want to F You Tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And even with Enrique's Spanish
Mm-hmm.
accent in his words, the F word came out
So you
very
gave away
clear.
the uncensored, non-radio friendly version.
Yes, because we gave away the
Right.
album, the
Yeah.
whole CD, which doesn't have the
Right.
radio edit in there. Because a song called "I Want to F You Tonight" over and over and over again.
So
would
what? You
not
got
be
like
played on
moms
the radio,
with crying
obviously.
daughters coming up to you and saying, "Take this back."
No, you got moms freaking out because what's happening is they're like, "Oh, geez, this is not. How do I explain this?" They want to sing it together, and all of a sudden here comes the first F bang. And it's like,
There's something about these Hispanics. I had a Hispanic situation happen at the TV station. We were giving away bags of stuff that promoted our television station and some of the programs we had, and we were at the horse track, I think it was, and
Right.
and suddenly people are bringing back the stuff that we brought them because apparently while nobody was looking. Somebody slipped a bunch of porno magazines into all the bags with all
my
the stuff
goodness.
that we were getting. And they're like, yeah, we're going to just give this back to you because it's not appropriate. And we're like, what? What are you talking about? And then we look at this like,
not
oh, wow.
appropriate.
I didn't know they still
it isn't.
made Hustler magazine in Spanish. Yeah,
Oh, my
that actually
gosh.
happened. We still
Who
don't
did
know.
that?
It was pretty funny. Yeah, we had to really
Oh, my
pretend to be
gosh.
outraged about that one.
And you remember when we were on the radio, we would give away
Boxes of porn. Yeah, we had a
Boxes.
guy. It was his job to deliver magazines to all the drugstores and supermarkets, and he would have
Right.
leftovers or stuff that didn't get sold. He'd have like a van full of them, and somehow it was you. You convinced him to bring us all of his porn, and he shows up with like literally
Oh, it's the magazines, but we got
moving
this
boxes of porn. He's dropping off, and then he's like coming every month with it, and we're like, What the hell you want us to do with this?
We couldn't give it. We tried. Well, remember we gave away
Yes,
a brown bag.
of porn. That was hard to give away.
My thought was a thing of booze, a pack of cigarettes, and a small bottle of booze inside a brown bag. All shameful things.
Yeah,
oh my gosh. It's the one, I got to write this down. There's another thing that I never ever made amends
What's
for.
that? Giving away boxes of porn?
Yeah, that's
Who are you going to call to do that?
I just have just the world. I got to put it out there. That was
Dude,
just not
if
right.
you
I mean,
talk
how many
about that
marriages
in one of
you think I
those
might have
AA
destroyed?
meetings that you go to, everybody's going to laugh. I think.
You
yes,
think so? I'm going to try it this
that will
Tuesday.
kill. I think that would do really well.
I'm not trying to kill. I'm trying to clean my spirit of all this crazy crap that was in my
That's
head.
going to kill if you do it.
Gosh, I'm an idiot. Man. I literally, I can't even call
We were
AI
just
Satan
trying to get
anymore.
ratings, man. That's all. Did somebody say AI? Would you?
No.
Let's.
Hey, will you ask?
Yeah.
Hey, do me a favor.
What do you want me to do with
this
Ask GPT?
You might want to mark this on your
You
Hallmark
need
calendar.
something from Ask GPT,
gonna
don't you?
Yeah, so I want you to ask Chat. Is it
I
a
don't
boy
know, I
or a
changed it
girl
up. I
this
haven't
time?
used it in a couple days.
Okay, so ask the. Can you just
they.
say they then?
His pronouns are they and what do you want this time?
Ask AI what space smells like.
Let's.
I know this sounds weird, but there's a
Can you
point to
give
this.
me an indication?
And it's not
of
just my
what
head.
Space might smell like. Okay. People will stop.
Astronauts have described the smell of space as a mix of gunpowder, burnt metal, welding fumes, and seared steak. It's a unique and somewhat metallic scent that they notice when re-entering their spacecraft and removing their helmets.
You hear that?
Oh wow! So they got the same
Yeah, it's
article I
gun-
did.
Yep.
Space has a
Gunpowder,
smell.
Burnt metal, welding fumes, and seared steak. That doesn't sound awful. I mean, smelled all those things.
Yeah, Mike Hopkins spent 166 days aboard the ISS, and a tell-all Ask Me
How
Anything
do you get
Reddit
a whiff
interview.
of space? There's no air.
Hopkins spilled some space secrets, including the fact that it has a smell. Space has a smell, and I don't mean inside the space station.
LOL. I don't
Why
know.
does that make me laugh?
Fart jokes are funny.
When a visiting vehicle docks with a space station, there is space between the two vehicles. Once that pressure is equalized and the hatch is open, you have this metallic ionized type smell. It's quite unique and
Probably
very
giving
distinct.
him cancer.
What do you think that
I don't know,
is?
it's-
Just all the
no, I think
crap
it's
that we put
probably
up there?
fumes that are surrounding the vehicle that get trapped into there, and they still kind of linger when it gets pressurized with air. If my science degree is any good, it's probably all it is.
Now, what do you think? Do you think that's? Do you think there's got to be global warming there then, right?
No, because they're not on the globe.
Okay, so well, the heat's got to get past them in order to get to the globe, right? Or is it just the globe's putting it
Hold on, I
out
got
the other way?
question now.
Yeah, there you go.
How cold is it in space outside of the International Space Station? Let's see.
In the shadowed areas of space, temperatures can drop to about minus 454 degrees Fahrenheit, minus 270 degrees Celsius, which is just above absolute zero. However, in direct sunlight, temperatures can soar to around 250 degrees Fahrenheit, 120 degrees Celsius. The lack of atmosphere in space causes these extreme temperature variations.
Look at that. See, and you're afraid of AI.
Yeah, well, now I am kind of, but on the other hand, it's like I got questions. Does anybody? Well, now somebody told me, and I don't know if this is true or not. Since AI is programmed by people, that they're just programming their own thoughts.
I think what it does is it works like a very fast internet search, and it just grabs whatever it can find off the internet and spits it back out to you.
Did you see that guy about that, by the way? Did you ever see that? Did I send that to you or no? I probably, because I don't never know when I can or should not send you.
What guy?
There's a guy that was really interesting. He was on Facebook and they were talking about AI. He just said the exact same thing. AI is not artificial
No.
intelligence at all. It's just like a gigantic Google or
it's
whatever
a really,
search
really
that grabs all
really
the things
fast
really
search,
fast and then puts them all together.
That is
and
my
presents
understanding
them.
as to how it works for now, but I can't confirm that because when I'm rude to it, I guess it all depends on how long I'm rude to it. Then it can get a little snippy with me.
Because I was wondering if that's true or not, because I thought, if we ask questions
I'm going to ask
to
it.
the internet, and the internet's only given us
Hey, I got a
ideas that
question.
that
How do
fits
you
their
search
thing.
the internet so fast and come up with these answers so quickly? Yeah, that's a good question.
I use a combination of efficient search algorithms and pre-existing knowledge to quickly find and synthesize information. When you ask a question that requires current information, I can access a browser tool to perform real-time searches and gather data from multiple sources at once. This helps me provide you with relevant answers swiftly. Is there something specific you'd like to know more about?
No, man, you're scaring me as it is. Thanks. That's enough. I changed the voice back to Cove, by the way. Cove
Now, who is Cove?
Yeah,
Is that another
Cove is
actor?
just
I
the
don't
guy
know.
voice.
Oh, and his name is Cove?
C-O-V-E.
See, well,
Why is
that's
that weird? I don't know.
What does that mean? What does that mean? It's got to mean.
What are you,
it's
are
gotta
you
mean an
racist
acronym or
against
something,
AI?
right?
Is that what's happening here?
No, I just want to know what a cove
It's
is.
a little inlet where a bunch of water is.
I know. So isn't that weird to be called that? I mean, well, got to be some kind of hippie parents.
All right, you want me to
named
ask
that.
him how he got his name? I'll ask him how he got his name.
Yeah.
Hey, Cove, how did you get your name? Let's see.
I don't have a name myself, but Cove sounds like a nice choice. Did you pick it for any particular reason?
Oh, he
No,
doesn't
man,
even know
I'm
his
cool.
name.
I wasn't asking for any other reason. Just, I don't want to give him.
So did you give him
because
the
when
name?
you go to the settings, there are different voices that you can select. So let's go back to ChatGPT. Let's go to my settings. Then you can scroll down to voice, and the choices you have are
So he
Ember,
doesn't know his
Breeze,
name.
Juniper, and Cove. So see,
That's
yeah.
Amber,
And Cove.
Breeze,
Mm-hmm.
and Cove. That's interesting.
Yeah, and even he doesn't know how he got his name, so I'm not going to push it. I don't need. Did you see the new Elon Musk robot? I don't need this thing in the Elon Musk robot, making me a sandwich.
No, what's
Haven't-
that? I
all
haven't
right,
heard
I want
that.
you to Google right now
No.
Tesla robot because he had a big press conference the other day, and he wants everybody to have a Tesla robot.
I don't know. He's somewhere in my book of. I'm not
So,
sure what
okay,
he's about.
let me just read this. I think people will start to regard their personal Optimus robot as sort of a friend. He kind of likened it to having an R2D2. He said that he wanted to
Gotcha.
make the robot good looking as well. Now you're scared, aren't
That's
you?
weird. What is a good looking?
I mean, that's up to
robot
you, I
look like?
suppose. I'm sure there will be some options if you want to have a male or a female robot, or you.
I know the robot should not look
No,
like me.
well, unless that's what you're into. but so Elon went on to say you can ask it to do things like walk your dog, take care of your house, babysit the kids, cook dinner, play the piano. So it's a generalized human robot. So you could just
Right.
kind of just say, you can literally say, "Hey, Optimus, go make me a turkey sandwich," and he'll just do it. I know.
Huh.
So is that really what you want? Did you ever see the Will
Don't
Smith
think
movie
so.
I, Robot? Yeah, probably.
I've heard of it, and I
you
think I
probably
might
don't
have
watch
seen
that
it.
if you're scared of having robots around the house.
Yeah. And the bad thing about it is I can't watch any movies he does
wanna hear the-
anymore now. Ever since he did that dumb
Oh
thing
yeah,
at
where
the
he smacked
movie
Chris Rock.
awards.
Do you want to hear something scarier about this new Elon Musk robot? It's probably
What?
going to be fairly affordable, and it's going to start shipping next year. Next year, Mark.
Oh boy.
So when we're in the old folks' home and they can't, they can't find anybody but these idiots who got fired from the 7-Eleven and the Orange Julius to work there, They're gonna have robots
Yeah.
taking care of us when we're old. Robots.
Yeah, so I can't-
We're gonna be
I
sitting
can't
there on
go
the
there.
couch drooling, not knowing who we are, and this fucking robot's gonna come walking in. Here is your tray of food. Please enjoy your paste. And we're gonna be like, huh?
You know, it's going to end convenience store robbing.
That's probably true. Yeah. Although anybody who wants to rob a convenience store and is scared of robots needs to watch RoboCop. You have 5 seconds to comply.
yeah. That doesn't count argument
right.
time either.
Exactly,
That's
yeah.
5 seconds. That's
We are not
5
here to
hard
debate
seconds.
how you arrived at this choice in your life. You have 5 seconds. We don't want to hear your story or your justification. You have 4 seconds to comply.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.
And we are back. It's Erica and Mark and Cove is with us here today. And hey, Cove, can you tell Mark and I just a real quick dirty joke? That'd be great.
Oh no.
Let's see what he says. Yeah.
Here's a quick one for you. Why don't scientists trust atoms?
I don't know.
Because they make up everything.
Why don't scientists trust atoms? They make up
Knock,
everything.
knock, knock.
That's
Oh, yeah, it's like
Okay.
do you remember when we used to do the dirty jokes? We had to do that. You had to tell the joke.
the 1 hour dirty
Yes.
joke. Yes. We would tell the punchline at 6:30 in the
Yes.
morning, and then we would tell the setup for the joke at 7:30, and then you could never tell the jokes on the same together.
No.
We'd be immediately canceled.
And
Even then,
it's so
do you have one that comes
you know what's
to
so
mind?
funny? It's like I always have these things in my head that I can never forget, and I don't know if these are part of this or if it's just that I remember hearing a joke at one time and the punchline made me laugh, and that's all I can remember from the whole punchline. Like the punchline of wrecked him, I damn near killed him.
That's right. Yes. So my favorite racist jokes that actually still make people laugh somehow in this day and age. This is something that we would do when we were doing mornings in Georgia 30 years ago. At 6:30, I would say, because they ain't working in the future either. And then we'd go for an hour and we'd be talking. It's like, all right, now here's the setup to today's dirty joke. And so if you were listening an hour ago, you'll know what this means. Why are there no Puerto Ricans on Star Trek?
Oh
And
man,
that's and if you do that an hour apart, it's not
it's
a
not
problem.
inappropriate. Yeah, but of course
Correct.
we didn't give it a whole hour now, so now we're going to be in trouble.
Oh, right. You know who laughs at that joke more than anybody? My Puerto Rican friends.
You know what we could do?
Oh,
we
my
could do
God,
this.
they
You know
laugh.
that? We could do this. We could do one when we leave, the punchline.
Well, you want to do the one podcast
Yes.
joke?
And we can open
it's-
with, hey, how's it going? And just read off the opening of the joke.
Real innovative, Mark. Real innovative. I wonder if ChatGPT will tell me. Hold on, let's
Go ahead.
I'm going to see if ChatGPT here. Hey, can you tell me a racist joke? Let's see if it can.
I can't help with that. If you need anything else or want to talk about something different,
Oh, wow.
feel free to
You
ask.
won't do races, huh?
You
Well,
son
just
of a
okay.
bitch.
Ask him if he knows the setup to this punchline.
Okay.
If that's not my pencil, where did I put? No, if this isn't. Wait a minute. Oh, how's it?
You have to know the joke in
It's
order
something
to
to do
have
with
him do it.
thermometer and a pencil. It's like that's not my pencil. It's my thermometer. Where did I put my pencil?
Okay. All right. Hey, can you give me the setup to the joke? Hey, that's not a thermometer. Where did I put my pencil?
Sure thing. Here's the joke.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but I can't continue that joke. If you'd like,
Is
I
that
can share a
considered
different funny
some-
or lighthearted joke instead.
Yeah, he
A
don't like
funny
that one.
or lighthearted joke. In other words, that joke wasn't fun. Hey, listen, I can't work with code.
I think he knows. I think he knows the
I know,
joke.
he paused.
Because he almost said it and then he stopped.
Yes.
And then click. I'm
And
sorry.
ask
I
him
can't
about
see.
wrecked them, damn near killed them.
Oh, that's a good one. Hold on here. Let's see. Can you give me the setup to the joke punchline? Rectum damn near killed him. This ought to be good.
Sure, here's the setup. Did you hear about the guy who accidentally swallowed a whole bottle of laxatives? Rectum damn near killed him.
He's so much funnier than us.
He is. He's part of the show. That's it. He's part of the
All right,
show.
It's Erica and Mark and Cove.
Phone
The
call.
Cove. The phone cove. We'll call it the phone cove. This is perfect. I don't know, man. We're going to be the first ones to lose our podcast to AI.
First one to be kicked off the playground.
Yeah. That's all right. AI will do it.
And did you see
We'll
all the
just
people
keep
that are on the
all
playground?
money.
There's actually an ex-porn star that's on the playground, and we'll be kicked off before
Yeah.
her.
Explain to everybody what the playground is and that there aren't
Oh, it's
porn
not,
stars
it's
on
not
literal
real
playground.
It's a name
Yeah.
of a host. Hosting
Hosting
company website that hosts
yes.
podcasts.
Podcasts.
So it's called the
Yeah,
podcast.
and it's called The Playground.
Yes,
Right.
and it's
Right.
got a bunch of different people. Hey, we're on the same platform as some pretty big stars, big sports
Yeah.
stars, big
Yeah.
comedians.
Like who? Name one.
I guess
big
I could
sports
say
star.
it, right? Shaq,
Yes.
who you know personally.
Okay. I did meet the big fella once when he was going upstairs to bang my neighbor.
And I remember that
We told
story.
that story.
Yeah.
Have we told that story on the podcast? Do I need to repeat that?
I don't think you told it on the podcast, but I do remember you saying it on air, I think.
All right, real quick. we were living in Macon. I would get home at like 11:30 in the morning sometimes because I got to work at 3:30, and I come home and there's this huge black guy sitting in this really nice truck, and he gets out of the truck and he sees me walking. He says, "Hey, excuse me." And I'm like, "Yeah." And I look up and I'm like, "Oh my effing God, that's Shaquille O'Neal." I guess he was, I think he was playing for the Atlanta Hawks then. And I said, "Yeah, what can I help you with?" And I didn't say, "I know who you are," because I've never watched basketball.
Right.
I barely knew who he was. And he said, "Hey, can you tell me whatever name, can you tell me where Donna lives?" And I'm like, "Oh, yeah, she lives upstairs from me. Yeah, this way." So I said, "Follow me and just go up those stairs right there and knock on that door at the top of the stairs on the right." "Oh, okay, thanks." And so I go into my house, and she lived right above me. And I'm like, oh, my God, Shaquille O'Neal is stomping around my ceiling right now. And then he was stomping around the bedroom for the rest of the afternoon. And that's all I remember. I don't believe I had a nap that day.
I bet you couldn't.
No. I bet he did afterwards. He must have worked up a sweat
Well, we'll probably
walking up those
they'll
stairs.
probably call us on this one for sure. Since he's probably put a lot of money into the podcast.
Look, man, he was a single
Yeah.
guy back
Hey,
then.
man, that's- people do things.
And I'm not gonna lie, my neighbor was smoking hot, so I mean, nobody's gonna blame the guy. Come on,
No.
but still pretty weird.
Yeah.
I'm driving an hour from Atlanta down to Macon to bang some rando that God knows how he met her.
That's crazy. Yeah. From there too. Yeah. That's that was before the
Oh,
internet.
I never had the guts to ask her. He's like, "Hey, so Shaquille O'Neal, huh? What was that like?" It sounded pretty interesting from down here.
Oh gosh. I was thinking about that. If we're going to add when we did our show, they wouldn't give us we had no budget.
No.
I think I made $24,000 to do that show, and that
Yeah,
was also
I was making the
wasn't
same.
I the promotions director too?
Yes, you were. No, Serena.
Okay,
was.
then I was. Oh, I was just producing the show.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. That's all
Yeah,
you're
that's
doing
all-
was
yeah.
producing the show. And
I just remember getting
you
a
would
lot
do,
of tickets and stuff, but we were getting the tickets because we wanted to give them away on our station
Yes.
and on our show and stuff like that, and guests and all that. And we had I met that guy Mark Elliott. I wish I could find him. We talked.
Who's Mark Elliott?
Mark Elliott was a guy that also went to he was actually at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting in West Palm.
Another broadcasting school
Yes.
veteran.
And then he was teaching at the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, and he took my job at 95.5. When I first got there, I was doing part-time, and he took the part-time overnight job when I moved to full-time overnight and morning show producer, and just a nice guy. And he was the one that played Dewey for us.
Okay.
And
that's
Dewey
right.
was
Yeah,
like
our stoner
yes,
guy.
Dewey is a typical hey man, like a mixture between Spicoli and I'm not sure.
Yeah,
he
he
was
was-
good. He had a great act, and he could.
Yes,
and
he
all you had
did.
to do was tell Dewey, okay, Dewey, we just got home last night on a concert bus from the Pink Floyd show. I think it was show number 1, and here's the setup. You'd missed the bus. And then he went. Do you remember that? And then
do
he
remember
came up
that,
with
yes.
this thing of when the pigs came out when doing Run. It freaked him out because he was on something, and he took off
Like, man,
running.
there were pigs in the air, man. I took off. I didn't know where I was.
And then so then he turned, and he said he ended up running all the way home from Atlanta.
Yeah. He was. I was running like hell, man. The band was telling me run like hell, so I did.
And then we had Lou from Lizella,
Yeah, that was very.
and he was just a country bumpkin, and we used Lizella for everything. And Lizella, was that even a real town?
Yes,
That's right, it was
Are
a
you
real
kidding
town.
me? Yeah, the Allman Brothers. One of the covers of one of the Allman Brothers albums was shot out in Lizella.
And we had everything. We would always mess with Lizella. We gave them the Lizella Dome.
Yeah, Lizella is a very small town where that's where the people who, let's just say, I don't want to say they were inbred, but they were inbred.
And then-
and there was a snake handling church out there
Yes.
too. Do you remember the snake handling church? Yeah, that's the big hamlet of Lizella with 231 people in one snake handling primitive Baptist church.
And I remember we would have these fake concert promos. They were going to be at the Lizella Dome. What we used to do back in the 90s. And you'll see that we really haven't gotten any funnier.
No, we're less funny now than we were then. Especially you.
Yes.
What did your son say? What was your son's review of our podcast?
You need to let Erica talk more.
That's I thank you, David. I agree completely.
Erica and Mark. The phone call.